Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer from Module 1. If you're looking to figure out how top-tier organizations actually build strategies and, actually win in the market, well, you're in the right place. Get this, over 80% of new products fail. Why? Literally just because they skipped foundational strategic planning. It's wild. So today, we're diving deep into the exact frameworks that managers use to turn complex market data into decisive, winning action.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, marketing beyond just selling. 2, the marketing planning process. 3, mission and smart objectives. 4, decoding the BCG matrix. And finally, 5, SWOT and marketing metrics. Let's get to it.
Okay, I want to kick things off by asking you a question that honestly completely changes how a business operates. Is marketing just advertising? Because, look, far too many organizations treat marketing like it's just some promotional afterthought, right? Like it's just the department you call when you need a flashy brochure or a catchy social media campaign. But treating marketing this way, it is a massive, massive strategic blind spot.
Think of marketing as a giant iceberg. Tactical marketing, the ads, the sales, the promos, that's just the tip of the iceberg that everyone sees. But strategic marketing, that is the massive market-facing intelligence system lurking right beneath the surface. It is the absolutely vital bridge that connects your organization's internal capabilities directly to what the customer actually needs and to the harsh realities of the competitive environment.
All right, Section 1, Marketing Beyond Just Selling, a strategic function.
So the core idea here is that marketing should absolutely be viewed as a strategic function. Senior management literally relies on marketing to make critical, high-stakes decisions. We aren't just talking about selling what you've already made. It's about figuring out where to compete in the first place, right? Which customer groups do we prioritize? And how do we fundamentally differentiate our value from literally every other competitor out there?
Take a look at this hierarchy. It shows exactly how marketing contributes at different strategic levels. So, think about a retail bank that's trying to attract younger customers. Down at the functional level, sure, they might run some cool ads. But at the corporate level, marketing provides the critical insight that younger customers actually demand things like mobile banking and digital onboarding. That single insight completely alters the bank's corporate technology investments and their entire growth strategy. It's way, way bigger than just promotional messages.
Moving on to Section 2, the marketing planning process, a structured approach.
Now, here is the 5-stage marketing planning process. And keep in mind, this is a living, breathing cycle. Imagine you're running a local food delivery platform. First, you've got to analyze the situation. What's the customer demand? What are your competitors pricing at? Second, objective setting. Maybe you want to increase monthly active users by 20%. Third, strategy formulation, like specifically targeting student users. Fourth, implementation, rolling out those app-based promos. And finally, evaluation and control. You actually track the app downloads and repeat orders to see if it worked.
The absolutely crucial point to remember here is that this planning process isn't just a bunch of administrative paperwork. It essentially answers 3 highly authoritative managerial questions at every single step. Where are we now? How will we get there? And are we actually achieving our intended outcomes? If you can confidently answer those 3 things, well, you are managing your market effectively.
Let's jump into Section 3, Mission and Smart Objectives, Anchoring Strategy.
Okay, so a business mission has to guide decisions without being too narrow, but also without being too vague. It's a tricky balance. Consider a company that defines itself strictly as a DVD rental business. Well, when technology changes, boom, they go out of business. But if their mission is to be an entertainment access provider, suddenly they're strategically positioned to pivot towards streaming and digital platforms. The mission really defines the future.
And then we have the SMART framework. This is the magic formula that turns vague dreams into hard, achievable targets. We don't just say, let's make the brand more popular, because how do you even measure that, right? Instead, we say, we're going to increase brand awareness among urban working adults by 15% within 12 months. See the difference? That is specific, it's measurable, and it gives your entire team a definitive finish line to cross.
All right, on to Section 4, Decoding the BCG Matrix, Portfolio Analysis.
So, this is the famous BCG Growth Share Matrix. It's basically a way to categorize your products based on market growth and your relative market share. Let's look at an example, a consumer electronics company. They might have a super high-growth smart device category. Those are their stars, and they require heavy investment. But at the same time, they've got an older, super reliable line of accessories. Those are their cash cows. The matrix helps managers figure out how to balance this, like using the steady cash from the older products to aggressively fund the massive investment needed for those new high-growth star devices.
And that brings us to Section 5, SWOT and Marketing Metrics, measuring success.
Now, you've probably seen a SWOT analysis before, right? Analyzing your internal strengths and weaknesses and your external opportunities and threats. But the real magic here is what we call TALS thinking. It's all about interpreting how these different factors actually interact. For example, say a Malaysian fashion retailer identifies a really strong local brand reputation as an internal strength, and they see a rising trend in online shopping as an external opportunity. TALS thinking dictates that they use that brand strength to aggressively capture that new online opportunity, maybe through live stream selling. It's about connecting the dots.
But listen, to actually manage these strategies, you need hard numbers. Modern marketing managers simply cannot operate on gut feelings anymore. It just doesn't work. If you want a budget approved, you have to justify your spending using concrete, quantitative evidence, things like your customer acquisition cost and your return on marketing investment.
But I do want to give a quick word of caution here. You can never ever rely on just one metric. Why? Because a single metric in isolation can be incredibly misleading. Think about it. A marketing campaign might generate incredibly high sales volume, which makes the campaign look like a massive total success, right? But what if you only achieve those sales through heavy, aggressive discounting? Your overall profitability could be absolutely terrible. So you always need a balanced dashboard of metrics to get the real story.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question to chew on. Is your organization's marketing merely promotional, or is it the actual strategic bridge to your customers? I really challenge you to take these MBA-level frameworks we talked about today, the BCG matrix, the SMART objectives, that continuous planning process, and actively apply them to your own workplace. See what changes. Until next time, keep analyzing, keep strategizing, and keep learning.